First story: the last ride from downtown. It started like any other Friday night in Chicago. I had just clocked out from a 12-hour shift at the diner on Wabash Avenue. My feet were aching, and the cold wind off Lake Michigan cut straight through my jacket. I didn't want to wait for the train, not at that hour. So I ordered an Uber. The driver's name was Jonathan. His profile picture looked normal enough. Late 30s, kind eyes, dark beard. The car arrived within 5 minutes, a black Toyota Camry with tinted windows. As I opened the door, a strange whiff of something metallic hit me. Blood? No, maybe just my imagination. "Hey," he said, smiling. "Cold night, huh?" I nodded and got in. The inside smelled like air freshener, pine-scented, but underneath that, something else lingered. Something foul. We pulled away from the curb. At first, everything seemed normal. But I noticed the GPS wasn't on. He wasn't using the Uber app for directions. "Shortcut," he mumbled, as if reading my mind. We turned off the main road into an industrial area I didn't recognize. The streetlights grew sparse. Brick warehouses loomed like silent sentinels. "Where are we going?" I asked. He didn't answer. "Hey, where are we going?" That's when I saw it. The rearview mirror had been removed. Not broken. Removed. Cleanly. Intentionally. My pulse began to race. "I want out," I said firmly. He smiled wider, and in the dim light I saw something glint in his hand. A scalpel. My heart dropped. "Stop the car!" But the doors were locked. The windows wouldn't roll down. I tried calling 911, but there was no signal. Nothing. Just static. "I picked them up," he whispered. "The ones nobody will miss." He turned sharply down a gravel road. Ahead I saw a faint light. A cabin? A warehouse? My mind reeled. I kicked the window. Hard. Again. Again. Nothing. Then I remembered. My pepper spray. I fumbled in my bag, found it, and sprayed it straight into his eyes. He screamed. The car swerved. We hit something. The airbags exploded. My head hit the window. Everything went black. When I woke up, it was quiet. I was lying in the passenger seat, bleeding, but alive. The windshield was shattered. The driver's seat, empty. Footsteps crunched outside. I held my breath. A flashlight beam scanned the wreck. Then a voice. "You okay in there?" It was a sheriff's deputy. I broke down crying. They took me to the station. I gave a full statement. But when they searched the vehicle's registration, it didn't exist. No record of the car. No record of a Jonathan on Uber's system. No trace of my ride history. Nothing. They said I must have been mistaken, traumatized. Maybe I hallucinated. But I know what I saw. I know what happened. And sometimes late at night I get a notification on my phone. "Your ride with Jonathan has arrived." Even though I deleted the app, even though I changed my number, he's still out there, still driving, waiting for the next one. Second story: the fare that never ended. I've been driving for Uber for over 3. Ось переписаний текст без змін, як ти просив. Second story: the fare that never ended. I've been driving for Uber for over 3 years, mostly at night, less traffic, fewer people. But what happened last Saturday in the outskirts of Missouri made me wish I had never taken that shift and that ride. I don't even know why I'm writing this. Maybe it's just to warn someone. Anyone. It started like any other night. Around 10 o'clock, I got a ping. Pick up near Forest Hill Road, just outside Kansas City. Name: Eleanor. 5-star rating. I didn't think twice. The house was tucked behind a line of old oak trees, one of those creaky 2-story homes that look abandoned even when they're not. Porch light was flickering like it couldn't decide if it was alive or not. I pulled up and sent the "I'm here" message. After about 30 seconds, the front door creaked open. A woman stepped out, tall, maybe in her late 40s, long black coat that swayed like it had its own wind. She didn't walk fast, just slow and steady. She opened the door without a word and got in the back seat. "Eleanor?" I asked, turning slightly. She didn't answer at first. Then came a whisper. "Yes." Her voice didn't match her body. It sounded younger, too young, like a little girl faking a serious tone. I shrugged it off. Maybe she was sick. I tapped Start Trip. The destination popped up. No address, just coordinates. That should have been a red flag, but I'd had weird drop-offs before. Rural types, survivalist camps, even a spiritual retreat once. The coordinates pointed north, toward the hills, past any town lights. About 15 minutes into the drive, I noticed something in the rear view. Eleanor's head was turned, not toward the window like most riders. She was staring directly at me. I tried to make small talk. So, heading home? Silence. The air in the car was getting colder, and I mean literally cold. My breath fogged up even though the heater was on. I looked at the dashboard, 72 degrees. Bullshit. My hands were freezing. Then came the whisper again. "Do you know the rules?" I blinked. "What?" She leaned forward. I could see her pale face now, eyes black like oil, no whites, no pupils, just void. "The rules," she repeated. "When you drive a soul past the veil, you must never speak, never stop, never look back." I laughed nervously. "Is this a prank? Some TikTok thing?" She didn't move, didn't blink, just whispered, "You already broke all 3. I slammed the brakes. "Get out. I don't care if I get banned, just get out." But when I turned around, the back seat was empty. I swear to God, empty. I opened the door, stepped out, looked under the car, around the woods. Nothing. No footprints, no fog from breath. Just silence and the smell of something foul, like rotting meat in the sun. My phone buzzed. A new ride. Same name. Eleanor. Same pickup point. Same fucking coordinates. I declined. The request came again. Then again. Every 10 seconds. The screen wouldn't let me exit, wouldn't turn off. I threw the phone into the woods and drove like hell back to the city. My fingers felt like ice, my heart like it was trying to punch through my ribs. When I got home, I went to bed with the lights on. Slept maybe 3 hours. Woke up to buzzing. My backup phone, the one I use for personal stuff, different number, different account, had a notification. New Uber request. From Eleanor. Destination unknown. I haven't driven since. I called Uber support. They said there's no record of a rider named Eleanor under my account history. No coordinates, no trip, nothing. Like it never happened. But every night since then, at exactly 10 o'clock, I get the request again. New phone, new SIM, different app account. Doesn't matter. I tried ignoring it. Then last night, I got in my car to go to the store, and my Uber app, which I hadn't even installed, opened by itself. Eleanor's request was already accepted. The GPS was live, and the timer was counting down. I wasn't driving anymore. The car was moving on its own. I opened the door to jump out, but it locked. All the doors locked, and the voice from the backseat whispered again, "You should have followed the rules." I looked in the mirror. She was there. This time, she wasn't alone. 3 more figures, all in black, all with faces missing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't even think I'm alive anymore. If you're reading this and you drive for Uber, never accept a ride without an address. And if someone named Eleanor ever pings you at 10 o'clock, don't look back. Ois was text bis min. 3rd story. No one orders twice in Black Hollow. It started on a rainy Thursday night in October, the kind of night when the mist rolls low and clings to the streets like a secret. I was living in a small apartment just outside of Black Hollow, Pennsylvania, a town so quiet that the only sound after 9 p.m. was the whisper of trees in the wind and the occasional rumble of tires on wet asphalt. I had just finished my shift at the diner. My feet ached and my uniform smelled like grease and burnt coffee. I didn't feel like waiting for the late-night bus, so I ordered an Uber. I rarely used the app, but that night I didn't want to stand alone in the dark any longer than I had to. The request went through almost instantly. Driver accepted. Alex, black Toyota Camry. Estimated arrival, 3 minutes. When the car pulled up, it was spotless. The windows were so tinted I couldn't see the driver. The door unlocked with a click. I hesitated. "Hi, Alex?" I asked, pulling the door open. "Yeah," came the voice, calm, a bit raspy. "Hop in." The inside smelled like lemon and leather. He didn't look at me as I buckled up, just started driving. There was no small talk, no questions, just the hum of the engine and the steady beat of the rain. Something felt wrong. I glanced at the screen on the back of the passenger seat. It showed the route, but the destination wasn't right. "Hey, this isn't the way to Elm Street," I said, my voice tight. He didn't respond. The car turned down a narrow, tree-lined road with no lights, a place I'd never seen before, even though I'd lived near Black Hollow my whole life. "Alex?" Still nothing. I reached for my phone, no signal. That's when I noticed the windows were locked. My stomach dropped. I looked at him. He was still facing forward, both hands on the wheel, his face expressionless. His eyes in the rearview mirror didn't blink. They didn't look normal. "Let me out!" I yelled. He didn't flinch. The car slowed down near an old rotting sign that read, "Welcome back." "Back?" I whispered. "I've never been here." The trees grew thicker. Fog swallowed the road. I tried to open the door. It wouldn't budge. "Where are you taking me?" He finally spoke, but it wasn't in English. It was low, guttural, like a language not meant for humans. And then he smiled. Not a normal smile. His mouth stretched too wide. I saw rows, not just teeth, but layers, like a shark. His skin started to ripple, as if something beneath was trying to crawl out. I kicked the back of his seat, screamed, clawed at the window. The car stopped, but not on a road. We were in the middle of a clearing, surrounded by trees that looked burned, but still alive, their bark twisted like screaming faces. The rain had stopped, but the mist hovered in the air, heavy like a weight on my chest. He turned around. His face was melting. No, shifting. It was wearing skin like a mask. I could see muscle and something black beneath it, something pulsing. "You came back," he whispered. "I've never been here!" I screamed. He reached for me. His fingers were too long, bending in the wrong places. I don't remember how I got out. Maybe the door finally gave way. Maybe something else pulled me out. I remember running through the woods, branches cutting my arms, my legs. I didn't stop until I saw headlights on a distant road. A truck driver found me, hysterical, bleeding, screaming nonsense about Uber and monsters. When the police searched the area, there was no Camry, no sign of a road, no clearing. They checked the app. No ride had ever been ordered. No driver named Alex existed. They said I must have fallen asleep on the bus and had a nightmare in the woods. But I know what I saw. I deleted the app, changed my phone, moved 3 states away. Then 2 weeks ago, I got a notification. "Your ride is arriving now, Alex, black Toyota Camry." There was no app installed. I hadn't ordered a ride. I looked outside. The car was waiting.